Welcome, folks. Lacrosse here on what is another incredibly windy day in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Here at Antimarino Stadium, Gateway Senior High School. It's a matchup between the Peters Township Indians and the Gateway Gators here on your home of the Gateway Gators, GatewayGatorProductions.com. Hi, everyone. Vince Russo flying solo once again here during lacrosse season. Our talented crew, led by Adam Gusky, who just got out of Dodge after helping troubleshoot a few things before we got live here on the air. And got Lee Schaefer III controlling the broadcast. Lee Schaefer Jr. and Bree Gusky on camera. And you can even hear from your vantage point, wherever you're tuned in at, that it is an incredibly windy day. Just sort of picked up not too long ago. We'll see what sort of impact that has on this contest today. You see both teams getting ready, exchanging pleasantries before we get rolling into lacrosse action. 4 quarters, 12 minutes each. Gators still searching for that first win on the year. Indians come in at 6-4, looking to build momentum toward postseason aspirations. Gators will be in their home white uniforms with black helmets, black numerals. On the other side, Peters Township there in the red tops and bottoms with white numbers, white helmets. Appreciate everyone tuned in and joining. Spring sports in full bloom. Happy spring to everyone wherever dispersed. If you're here in Western Pennsylvania, we've had a couple really nice days. For those that celebrated Passover, Easter, hopefully you had a great weekend, took advantage of the weather, and had some time with family. Not exactly sure what our holdup is here, but we should be getting into the face-off dot and getting this one rolling here momentarily. Sun peeking out even. Maybe that'll spell good fortunes for us. See if that wind can die down a little bit. We can get ourselves a good matchup in here between two conference foes. In goal for the Gators in this one be number 25 for Gateway, Max Goss. On the other side, looks like Nicholas Caputo, number 28, the sophomore, in the net. Princeton White in the face-off dot, able to jar that one loose, and we'll see who comes up with it first. It's the Indians. The other side, it was Leo Hunter in the face-off dot. And the Indians will have first go at it here on offense. So we are underway here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Gators and Indians here on the network. Boys lacrosse action on a warm day, but a windy one. As you saw that weather graphic down in your bottom right a couple moments ago. Temps have been good. The sun is hidden behind clouds and wind is rolling through, so we'll see if that impacts passing, catching, shooting. All those sorts of things here in the elements. Indians taking their time here. A shot careens off of Goss and trickles in. A.J. Vilsuko, the senior, puts that one in its home in the net. Take another look at the replay. White got caught a little flat-footed, and then that shot sort of bounced up, and Goss got a real good piece of it, but just not enough to keep it out of the net. So the Indians strike first here, 58 seconds in, and lead 1-0. Indians back with it again, controlling it off the jump. Cole McGiskey. Indians working around, back to Majiski. One hopper there, back into the aforementioned goal scorer's wicket. Vasilko. Goss able to come up with it for the Gators. Max Goss. The big save to keep it just a 1-goal game here a few minutes in, but the Indians still control possession. Looking for a second goal in as many minutes in this one. Now here's the shot, and that one ripped high and outside. Well off the mark. Closest to it as it went out was number 39, Brady McFarland, a sophomore. So the Indians will maintain possession, just a little bit closer to it than Dylan Graham. Now quick blow-by move, an easy pass inside. And they try to get a little too fancy there with the shot. So that one off the mark after trying to go behind the back was Jacob Lusk. And a good job by Goss, not getting fooled, not giving up positioning, cut down the angle there. That won't register as a save, but that's just about the next best thing, is really good positioning there by Goss. Quick cut inside, big hit. The Gators able to jar that one loose. Strong defensive presence inside. A combination there of a couple Gators. Gavin Matthews along with Elijah Michelle. Ball still loose, picked up by A.J. Vasilko. And a goal. Quick tic-tac-toe passing. That one we will see again here on the replay. Quick pass inside, turn, shoot. Too easy for Josh Drake. Another senior finding the back of the net, and it's an early 2-goal lead for Peters Township. Making the trek from the South Hills down here to East Pittsburgh and Monroeville. The Indians have it again. Aiden Perker coming down with a full head of steam, and substitutions made both teams. Strong passing by the Indians. They've done a good job controlling possession here in the early going. Gators have yet to really have a stab at it offensively. Another strong move here by Vasilko as that wind picks up again. Ball out of bounds for a moment, comes right back to the Indians. Quick shot, well off the mark, just sort of gripping it, ripping it there was Perker. Perker, another senior. Our crew was commenting off air, a large roster for Peters Township. They've got a really healthy bench on their sidelines. A smaller bench for the Gators, though they do have good numbers overall, but now we'll see the Gators for the first time in this one. Coming the other way with a full head of steam is Elijah Michelle. Pass forward, Gators able to find an open avenue there, and it's a goal. Beau Ritson, no doubt about it, off a beautiful feed across from number 13, Maddox Steele. So Steele and Ritson take another look. A beautiful pass just past the wicket, the outstretched one of Eli Minkus, the junior defender for Peters Township. And just like that, the Gators respond here, cut that lead in half, and bring it to just a 1-goal game. So Ritson and the Gators are on the board. The other way, quick rip off the mark. That was Leo Hunter, the junior, trying to do it himself off the face-off dot. Can't get it done. Now the Gators got to wake up. Open avenue to the front of the net, and it's blocked. Goss with another strong save, although the defense caught a little flat-footed there. Now a pass inside quickly, and a finish that time. Too much for Goss was Cole Majiski. Had a couple stabs at it earlier, and now on the board for the first time in this one. So junior finds the back of the net and responds after the gateway goal just a moment ago. Maddox Steele will step in to take this face-off for the Gators against Leo Hunter. Ball pops loose. And again, the Indians will control it. For the Gators, you got to feel good. You had one possession offensively, and it resulted in a transition goal. That one hits the crossbar. You know, the Gators, you're 1 for 1. You just got to get more time with the ball in your wicket. As again, another quick pass inside. That quick movement leads to an easy shot and goal for Brady McFarland. So McFarland, with exactly 7 minutes left in the first quarter, opens the lead up a little bit for the Indians. Now 4-1. As we've had a goal for every minute of this contest thus far. It has been a high-scoring affair here in the early going. Unfortunately, most of it going in favor of the Indians. Now the Gators will get the ball here. Princeton White with it. Marching down the right side, scanning options. Takes a couple physical shots, but able to hang on to the ball, though eventually he's forced out of bounds. Gabe Kidda, junior defensiveman, physical defensive presence. That'll give the ball back to the Indians. That shot dribbles across. Goss got a good bit of it, but again, just like that first goal, it was also scored by A.J. Vasilko, just unable to get enough of that one to keep it from dribbling in. And so that'll be a second for Vasilko, the 5th goal for Peters Township in the opening 5 minutes and 45 seconds. And our streak continues, a goal for every minute here in this first quarter. Indians lose it, costly turnover. Gators trying to make hay, but unable to come up with that one for very long was Ryan Cruz. So instead, it'll go back to the Indians. That one's just sort of hopped out of the wicket of Aaron Alfer. And he started running down the field like he thought he still had it. His teammates had to start yelling for him, letting him know he did not have it, but still leads to a Josh Drake goal. Drake's second in the first quarter. And we have a timeout. Gators going to take a second to talk this one over. Program led by Dan Alexander. See his squad huddling up, talking things over on the other side. It's Joey Tritchler, the head man for Peters Township. We talked about, enters into this contest 6-4 on the season to the Indians. Let's take a look at the section standings overall in 2A Lacrosse. South Fayette, the class of the classification. Peters Township, they're in lockstep, just a half game behind, one behind in the loss column. Franklin Regional has started to put together a special season. Bethel Park, Penn Trafford, and Latrobe all with records above 500. Chartiers Valley, Trinity, Baldwin, Greensburg Central Catholic, Seton LaSalle, Gateway all looking up from down at the bottom. That wind continues to howl. But otherwise, it's a pretty nice day out. So the timeout is over. Teams will get back to their spots. For Peters Township, a 6-1 lead, 2 goals for Josh Drake, as well as 2 goals for A.J. Vasilko. The Gators, the lone tally. A beautiful pass from Maddox Steele over to Beau Ritson. It was the only shot the Gators have registered thus far, and they made hay with it. Princeton White laying it all out there, trying to get that ball. No avail. Indians have it again. It's the aforementioned Drake. Had it for a moment. Now the Indians will work it around. Caleb Moser sends it back up top. Eventually it is cycled around, ends up in the wicket of Jacob Lusk. Putting a lot of oomph behind that one was Vasilko, but that one from about 20-ish yards out, well off the mark. So the Indians will have to go back to the drawing board. That one bounced, but off the mark. Moser trying to sneak that one in. Sophomore can't do it. And possession continues on. Easy pass inside and a goal.
Good pass.
That'll be the second one for Brady McFarland. So 2 goals now for the sophomore.
Number 38 on that goal.
So the lead now 7-1 with 4.5 left. McFarland not wasting any time, putting another one behind Max Goss. Dynamic Peters Township offense as that wind continues to pick up. So blink and you'll miss it. 8-1 now, the tally. Gators come up with it. Can they make something happen now? Gavin Matthews, a good job on the takeaway. Pass intended for Asher Austin, off the mark. Here come the Indians back the other way, led by Leo Hunter. Hunter leaves it with McFarland behind the net. And after a frantic pace has led to an avalanche of goals the last few minutes, Peters Township going to slow it down just a skosh, although here a full head of steam. A big save. That was Velisco, and then that one handled by Goss right in front, point blank range. Great save. Ball loose again. Matthews had it again for a moment for the Gators, but both teams still jockeying for it. It eventually ends up back with Peters Township. Quick pass in front. Good job getting back in front there, recovering on defense. Colin Ireland able to force that shot a little wide, although again, Peters Township will retain possession here as the clock winds down to 3 minutes left. Quick pass, quick score. Josh Drake now with a hat trick in this one as well, joins Brady McFarland. And for the Gators, right in front of the net there, it's been a real issue in this one, protecting that space and protecting Max Goss. once again not forcing the issue after another face-off win. That one thrown away. Getting a little cute with the pass there were the Indians. We'll come back to them, see what they can do here in the last few minutes of play here in the first quarter. Healthy 9-1 lead for the Indians. 7 consecutive goals. Another behind-the-back pass, and now that shot doesn't get on net. Blocked before it got to Max Goss. But the Indians come back up with it, pass it inside. Goss able to snag that one. Not quite a shot by the Indians. It was jarred loose, but it went Goss's direction. He came up with it. Gators trying to feed it forward there, looking for number 3, Asher Austin. Instead, it's going to be an opportunity the other way and another goal. Basilko. He now has a hat trick.
Great. Hey, let's go.
4 different scorers, 10 goals for Peters Township in this first quarter. They've been laying it on. Looks like we got an injury on the sideline. Ryan Cruz being looked at by the training staff, looking like he's grabbing at his left knee. We'll try and keep you updated as we can on that. Hopefully Cruz, if not able to return to action today, isn't out for any extended period. As another goal.
Number 42.
Peters Township finding the back of that with Caleb Moser. First goal for Moser in this one. As the lead's now double digits, 11-1, 86 seconds left in the first quarter. Another pass inside, that time Goss up to the task. Able to make a save in close. They'll get it to Goss. Now we get a whistle.
Here comes number 33 for the Gators, Torin Ray.
So we'll get a substitution in net. Max Goss will check off. Torin Ray will step in between the pipes. So goaltender change for the Gators here with just about a minute left in the first quarter. Goss certainly had his work cut out for him, but made a number of really impressive saves from in close. Certainly that number could be even higher on the Peters Township scoreboard than it is at the moment. And Goss, a big part of that is a Gator gets dumped there, a hit from behind. It's going to be a foul called on Peters Township. So taking the tumble there was Elijah Michelle. Will lead to the Gators getting a chance at it here. An open avenue, a quick pass. That one just off the mark. It was a really nice pass from Jakob Williams to set that shot up by Maddox Steele. Williams with it again here. Leaves it for Steele. Steele has it pop out of his wicket. So now with 18 seconds left, Peters Township's been able to score pretty quickly. Will they try for another here? No, they'll turn this one over, and so now the Gators will get a chance in close. 13 seconds left. Perhaps they'll have the last stab at it here. Princeton White takes it, bounces the pass over to Williams. Williams spins, takes the shot. That one off the mark, and now the clock stops with 5 seconds left. And it'll be the Indians who will have the final say in how this quarter ends.
That's it for the first quarter here at Gateway.
And so the Indians will just let that clock run out. And so that's where we stand after 1 quarter of play. 11-1 is our score. Gators' lone goal coming from Beau Ritson early in the first quarter. See what the Gators can do here as we got about a minute and a half until we start the second quarter here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Take one more look at that end of the quarter sequence, that last shot the Gators took, and the good hustle there to get closest to it. Nicholas Caputo, who nearly had an unblemished first quarter. But the Gators got one on the board. And they'll need a whole lot more if they want to make this one competitive before we go into the halftime break. Buzzer sounds, and we are ready to get the second quarter underway here. Gateway High School, Monroeville, Pennsylvania. 11-1 our score after 1 on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Your one-stop shop for all Gators sports. It's right off the jump, picking up where they left off. The Indians wasting no time. Leo Hunter gets on the scoreboard. Finds the back of the net. Take another look at that one. Indians win another face-off. Back to work offensively. If you're just joining us, it was 11-1 after 1 quarter. Gators made it 2-1 just a few minutes in, but since then it's been 10 straight goals by the Indians, and they have blown this one open. There are a couple flags on the turf. The fact that we're continuing to play on means it is a delayed penalty. This will be against the Gators when we do come to a stop. Nice leading pass. Working it around. Had a couple Indians right there in front. Ball will finally go out of bounds. Last touch by Peters Township, and we'll get the call. So unnecessary roughness will be called on Colin Ireland of the Gators. It'll be a 1-minute penalty, which means it'll be a man-up opportunity for Peters Township. They'll have the man advantage for 60 ticks. Marching in for the Gators, Chase Gabriel.
Goal by number 20, Leo.
And so on we go. Gators have the ball to start here, but swarmed was Will McGee right off the jump, and so the Indians come up with it. Gabe Kita gonna pull the trigger on that one, misses everything. Quick pass in front. Nobody home to defend against number 1, Josh Drake, right in front of the net. Not sure exactly what was happening there. It looked like the Gators were trying to get some substitutions in, but were late doing it. Because of that, Drake and the Indians had the front of the net, all that high-value real estate, all of their lonesome. And At that point, it was just a one-on-one date with Torin Ray and net. And the Indians able to make good on it. So 2 goals in the opening 2 minutes here of the second quarter, and Peters Township continues to find a way to score at a high clip. Lead is now a dozen.
Goal, number 21.
New goal scorer for Peters Township. That's going to be Jeremy Paletti, finding the back of the net, the junior. So that is now 12 unanswered goals for Peters Township in this one. That lead has ballooned to a baker's dozen. There's still 9.5 minutes until the halftime break. In the face-off dot now for the Gators going to be Reed Davis. He'll match up against Cameron Caruso. Caruso, a sophomore. And Caruso comes up with it, has it poked loose by Davis, who comes up with it. Now Davis loses it. Caruso and Davis playing a little two-man game as both of them took turns knocking it away from the other. Davis with the last laugh here, though. He's able to flip it back to his teammate, and they'll get rolling here offensively. John Repepe with it. Call goes against the Indians. Gators will have the ball here. Late in the half left till halftime. Colin Ireland with it. Torin Ray able to sort of just send that one out toward midfield where it's picked up by the Indians. Good snag there by Matthews. Gavin Matthews with it now. Scans his options. Sends that one down the length of the field where it's taken by the Indians. Number 18 coming up with it, Will Schaefer. Shot off the mark, taken by number 35 for Peters Township, Cole Majeski. So Will Schaefer starting that transition. Presumably no relation to our Lee Schaefer's on the crew. Gators switch defensively. A good job calling that one out. You could hear it from all the way up here in the press booth. Trying to keep Peters Township off the board. Find a way to wiggle back into this one. Down by a baker's dozen. Pass in front of the net. Dropped for a moment, picked back up, and so the Indians will pull it back out and reset. That was McFarland, who's a hat trick in this one. Nice save by Ray.
Save there. Number 23 of the Gators.
Torin Ray gets it to Gavin Matthews. Now Ray going to send it down for Williams. Connects. Or rather, that one's intercepted. Good job of the passing lane there, Brendan Murphy. Another junior for Peters Township. Now a shot well off the mark. That one taken by number 14, Gabe Kita. So slowing his score down a little bit for Peters Township.
Oh.
Right on cue, they find the back of the net. So that's going to be Brennan Phillips.
Number 30 on that goal.
Gators win the face-off cleanly. Princeton White able to knock it back to Asher Austin. However, that one's jarred loose, and now the Indians have possession once again. Colin Ireland. Aggressive defense against Jack Rollinson. Nearly knocked him off his feet. Rollinson able to keep his footing and continue to move that one around for the Indians. Almost halfway through the second quarter here. After an 11-1 first quarter in favor of Peters Township, they have all 4 goals here in this second quarter to build that lead out to 14. Peters Township second in the section, behind South Fayette. We looked at the standings a little earlier in the day. So certainly this is an Indians team with postseason aspirations. You see they're back into the contest after an injury earlier. Now getting himself adjusted. Ryan Cruz. Cruz was having his left knee tended to on the sidelines. Very happy to see that he's been able to return to action. So pass it back to Ray. Torin Ray will scan options here. Gets it to Princeton White. Had it for a second. Lost it. Trying to get it back. Outnumbered though. It was about 2-4 in favor of the Indians, and they're able to use that advantage to get the ball back here with 5.5 minutes left. And kind of just trudging along is Jacob Lusk, slowing things down a little bit. See how aggressive the Indians get. Right now it looks like they're just sort of content to play pitch and catch. Quick pass in front. That shot well wide though. Good opportunity for Jack Rollinson in front of the net, but that one well off the mark. So Torin Ray and the Gators catch a bit of a break there. Numbers developing, shot off the mark. Taking that time by Caleb Moser. He's got a goal in this one. Quick timeout for equipment adjustment. Gavin Matthews taking a second. Looks like he's tying the cleats up a little bit. And for the Gators now, Asher Austin and Jaden Hale on defense.
Goal.
And the goal scored by Jack Rollinson in front of the net.
Time to check out refreshment tent. They have nachos and cheese, Philly pretzels, drinks, candy, and other items. Thank you for supporting Gateway Lacrosse.
About 3.5 minutes till halftime. Lead now 16-1. Peters Township. They'll get it right back. Good job getting in the way there. Colin Ireland, a strong defensive play. Ball still loose. Princeton White loses his footing. Ball still loose. And another quick goal. Good pass there from number 43 for Peters Township, Cameron Caruso. Good vision to get that across to Jack Rollinson, who was able to bury that one quickly. Take another look. Gavin Matthews just a little late with the stick there. And so 2 consecutive goals for Rollinson. 15 consecutive goals in a row for Peters Township. Back to the face-off dot, where Reed Davis will meet up with the aforementioned Cameron Caruso. Davis comes up with it for the Gators. Scanning his options, throws it away. Austin Nassif with it now. Reminder, we'll have about a 10-minute break at halftime before we start the second half. With the score being what it is at the moment, there will be a modified timekeeping system. The clock will continue to run. Substitution made in net for Peters Township. The netminder moving forward will be Bruce Higginbotham, junior, number 66 for the Indians. Higginbotham going to get the final 2 minutes of play here in the second quarter and potentially the second half as well. We'll see what adjustments these two coaches make between Joey Trichler for the Indians and Dan Alexander for the Gators. Fingers crossed, the wind has finally died down a little bit here. Maybe the worst of it's behind us. We'll see. Indians lose it, and then a strong play by Davis to take that one away, knocking it loose from Noah Coolin. Jacobs the other way. Quick shot and goal. And the Gators get one back here with 47 seconds till halftime. Jakob Williams. Pretty shot here, going low. Joins Beau Ritson on the scoreboard. Gators got a pair. And still 47 seconds until the halftime break. Clock stops with 6.1 seconds left. Gators will have it. Colin Ireland just sends that one deep, and that'll be how the first half comes to an end. Williams going to run out of time for the Gators. So 17-2 the score at the halftime break. We will step aside for 10 minutes and return with the second half here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Both teams are taken back to the turf. We're about ready to get the second half underway here from Gateway High School. Once again, the sun popping out at least for a moment. Appreciate everyone tuning in to GatewayGatorProductions.com. Check out GatewayGatorProductions.com for all of your Gateway Gator sports, including archive broadcasts, a calendar of what's to come. Not a whole lot left for the spring, as next month we'll be turning our attention to broadcasting Gateway High School's graduation. Take a look. A little bit more boys volleyball. One more on the 1st, and May 5th we'll have one more boys lacrosse matchup. Gators will have another tough one on their hands. It'll be section leader South Fayette. Right now they've got their hands full with the second place team of the section, Peters Township. And the Indians had quite a first half, 17 goals. Gators were able to get one back before halftime. Their scorers are Beau Ritson. Then Jakob Williams found the back of the net before the end of the half. Now another goal here. Jack Rollinson picking up where he left off, scoring a couple goals right at the end of the first half. Take another look. Great job by our crew capturing the replay. So that's 3 consecutive goals scored for Peters Township by Jack Rollinson, who has a hat trick now. We are into the modified timekeeping. The clock will continue to run outside of injuries, timeouts, and penalties being called. Princeton White had it for a moment, had it knocked away. Elijah Michelle. Now flag comes loose. We'll see what the call is. So it'll be a slashing call against Peters Township. Guilty culprit is Austin Nassif. So the Gators will get a man-up opportunity after the slash. Chance to try and get a third goal on the board here after scoring the final goal of the first half. First real extended offensive possession in the sort of half court or half field that we've seen. Good shot from in close. That was Williams. Couldn't get it to go. Backtracking now to pick it up will be Will McGee. Ritson, who scored the first goal for the Gators. Again, backtracking to grab the pass was Will McGee. Eventually ends up with Higginbotham. Bruce Higginbotham, the junior netminder, took over with just a few minutes left in the first half. He's intercepted as a nice move there, decleating the defensive player, Alexander Izzo. Gavin Caputo lost the footing. Pass inside, it'll stay with the Gators here. But a good job, Peters Township packing that front of the net, not letting anything easy inside, pushing everything to the outside. So That ball squirts loose. It was held for a moment by John Blackwell. Now here come the Gators the other way. Last touch by Peters Township and Eli Minkus. The Gators will go back to work here offensively. Izzo with it again. Gators taking their time here offensively, trying to generate a good opportunity in front. They got it to Ritson. Ritson finally able to sort of find the angle. I don't know how he slipped that one in.
Goal, Gators!
Well, that'll be the second goal for Ritson. Third for the Gators overall. That'll make our score 18-3 here with 6:30 left in the third quarter.
Like number 14 of the Gators, Beau Ritson, with his second goal of the game.
Kicked ball by Princeton White and the Gators, so it'll be Indians ball here with about half of the third quarter left. So take another look there. Both teams have one goal here in this third quarter. The Indians started the scoring. Right off the jump, it was Jack Rollinson. It's a shot just off the mark there. Torin Ray did just enough to keep that one from going in. And the goal we saw just a moment ago by Beau Ritson. Both teams trying to get a hold of this one, finally corralled by Brennan Phillips for Peters Township. Evan Plant with it now. Some new faces in for Peters Township. Noah Cullen, who we did see in the first half. Shot there by Rollinson again. That one handled by Ray. Another good view of how that shot came together and how it was handled by Torin Ray. Sort of able to scoop that up at the last minute before it got away from him and into the wicket of the Peters Township Indians, who have it now. Coming back. And we got a call. That's going to be against Peters Township. So we'll turn it back over to the Gateway Gators with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Thomas Tuscan with it for Gateway. Tuscan's pass off the mark. And eventually that one sort of rolls its way over to Higginbotham. And now we'll get Peters Township started the other way. The sun has stayed out for the third quarter thus far. Weather's turned a little bit. See there, it's a warm day. That wind certainly wreaked some havoc early in this one. Sunset not till 8:05. A welcome sight back here in Western Pennsylvania. Some later sunsets, a little more sunshine. And another goal.
Goal scored by
Xavier Jakoboski able to find the back of the net there.
12.
First goal for Jakoboski. And another Indian on the scoreboard in this one, 19-3. Only 3 of those goals total coming here in this third quarter. Things have slowed down as both teams have opened the benches up a little bit. That's the kind of moment where some of those younger players get a little bit more experience, cut their teeth at the varsity level. Got an official tie in his shoe. Then we'll jump right back into it. You see there are sort of the lower right-hand side of your screen around the 30-yard line. And we're good. Upcoming will be a face-off. Again, it's Princeton White. That one won by Brady McFarland. Come the Gators. It's Williams, full head of steam. Tried to pass that one across, looking for Maddox Steele. That one gets taken away.
Jakob Williams.
Indians thought about pushing the tempo there. They'll pull this one back. We're down to the final minute of play here in the third quarter. Penalty comes out. Goal scored.
Number 15.
So John Repepe able to find the back of the net. Senior for Peters Township. There was some contact up around the head. You'll see right here. It was just before that. You saw it right as the replay started. And so that going to be a penalty against the Gateway Gators.
Man up.
Asher Austin
Peters.
going to be in the penalty box.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And the third quarter comes to a close, so we'll let it breathe for a couple minutes. Pick it back up with a fresh 12 minutes on the clock. Your score after 3, 20-3. Peters Township out in front. Open up our fourth quarter of play, with our upcoming broadcast here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Some boys volleyball coming up against Penn Hills and Central Catholic. And some boys lacrosse. We'll have that broadcast for you a couple of Mondays from now against South Fayette. A tough South Fayette team sitting at the top of the standings. $12 left to play here, and it has been a lopsided affair in favor of the Peters Township Indians. Gators able to get another goal in that third quarter. They got one for each quarter of play thus far. Beau Ritson has 2 of the 3 goals. Jakob Williams on the board as well for the Gators. Shot blocked. Now a scrum. Finally, the Indians come up with it. Thought about the shot. And a nice save there, Torrin Ray. Getting up, challenging that one before it was let loose. And able to get in front again. That was Gavin Matthews that time. And now just going to give it a heave-ho out toward midfield. And the Indians will have it again here. And Ray up to the task that time. Strong start to this fourth quarter for Torin Ray. Check this one out again. The other end, Gators throw it away. It'll be Indians' ball. 90 seconds or so gone by here in the fourth quarter. Indians will move to 7-4 on the campaign. The Gators are going to fall 0-7. Another loss on the campaign. Gators trying to find that elusive win. They'll have a couple more cracks at it before this season ends. You'll be able to see these guys next on May 5th, as we talked about, against South Fayette here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Jakob Williams trying to do it all himself. Gets it back. Somehow finds the back of the net.
Gators. That looks like number 21. A hat trick. Jakob Williams.
So a Herculean effort there by Williams. And that is not a hat trick for Williams. Now 2 goals apiece for Beau Ritson and Jakob Williams. So hopefully we'll have a couple hat tricks for the Gators before this one's all said and done. We still got 9 minutes to play. Back to the face-off dot we go. And now for the Gators, Reed Davis. He and Princeton White have swapped on and off with the duties throughout the contest. Coming up with it, Cameron Caruso. Caruso still with it here. Dancing away from Colin Ireland, has a bit of greenery to work with. Passes it inside, and a quick shot handled. Trying to slip that one through was Xavier Jakubowski, who scored in the third quarter, but gets denied here in the fourth by Torin Ray. Ray sends it deep. Williams able to snatch that one out of the air. It was originally intended for Ryan Cruz. Williams going to try and do it himself, and that shot just up over the goal. So looking for that hat trick. We'll have to wait at least for another moment or so. Gators will stay with possession here. Alexander Izzo handling it for a moment before getting it back to Williams. Williams sees Beau Ritson inside, feeds it to him. Ritson then swarmed by a couple defenders. Still finds a way to come up with it, though. Ritson dumped. Clean hit, no call. We play on. That one thrown away, and that one looks like it's going to dribble toward the out-of-bounds line, but stays in at least for the moment. And the Gators get back to it. Princeton White will pick it up. Looking for Izzo there. That pass just a little strong. And it'll be turned back over to the Indians. 6:42 left in the fourth quarter. Ray with another strong save here. And it's been a strong fourth quarter, although he loses it out of the wicket. It's turned over right in front, and that's going to be buried. Jakubowski finds the back of the net for the second time.
12 on that goal for Peters Township.
So lead back up to 17 as we pass the halfway point here of the fourth quarter. Reed Davis having a quick conversation with the officials before we get this one back off and running. Call goes against the Indians, so the Gators will take over here with 5 minutes exactly on the clock. Looking for Williams inside. Williams, the nice extra pass to Matthews. Matthews loses it. It's picked up, turned away, still loose, and we have a whistle. Red ball. Long pass downfield. That one goes past everyone. Chase Gabriel in there for the Gators, as well as Torin Ray, who flipped it up in the air, then sort of lost track of it, had to get on his high horse to get back in net, not knowing exactly where that one was. Eventually the ball finds its way out of bounds, but possession will stay with the Indians here. Gators not giving anything easy, trying to push everything outside. Quick turn shot, that one knocked away. Good positioning by Torin Ray, and Gators able to come up with a quick stop there. Brendan Phillips on the shot. Strong defense by Dylan Graham for the Gators. Shot off the mark. Ray again getting a piece of that one. And he'll scoop that one up. And sends it downfield looking for Williams. That one's going to get past everyone, and now a race for it. Maddox Steele going to get to it first. Able to come up with it. Now he's got a chance trying to rush toward the front of the net, pulls the trigger and scores the goal.
Oh, Gators.
So the hustle is rewarded.
13.
Maddox Steele, now the third Gator to find the back of the net. Cuts the lead down one
Maddox
less.
Steele on that goal for the Gators.
And a potential high note to end on for the Gators. As we head back to the face-off dot, where Princeton White stands in ready against number 11, Aaron Alfer. Gators come up with it. Chance to add another here before we get to triple zeros. Turned over though, and now it'll be the Indians with a chance to add on. And a quick shot and goal.
Oh, Peters.
That's another tally for Jack Rollinson. He now has 4 goals in this one. Or rather, actually, that's number 12. Going to be a goal for Jakoboski. Make that his 3rd.
1 minute left in the game. 1 minute.
So a hat trick for Xavier Jakoboski. Rollinson has a hat trick as well. There's been a few of those amid the 22 goals that Peters Township put up today. We'll see if we get any more fireworks here in the final minute of this one. Whistle blows. It'll be Indians' ball. Clock now winds to about 30 seconds left when we resume play. And another shot, this one handled by Ray.
By the Gators.
He sends it downfield, a one-hopper to Williams.
Torn red.
Jakob Williams now trying to do it himself. Finds the back of the net.
Gators, number 21.
That will likely do it. Gets it past Bruce Higginbotham. That'll be our final tally of this one. 22-6, your final score. Williams gets the hat trick right before the death.
Gators 6.
Beau Ritson has a couple goals, and Maddox Steele one as well.
We'd like to thank all of you for attending.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in this evening, and a special shout out to our crew, led by Adam Gusky, Lee Schaefer III, Lee Schaefer Jr., Bree Gusky. I'm Vince Russo. This has been a GatewayGator.com Productions.com production, and we certainly hope to see you all again soon. We'll be back out here with the boys lacrosse team again on May 5th against South Fayette. Your final score one more time, 22-6, Peters Township over top of Gateway here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Good night, everyone.